Right guys, so back to it, another tips and tricks. Today we're doing how to win on FIFA. So, first things first, right, we're going to do off-field, because obviously off-field tactics can actually implement a more stable, play for your team. So, first things first, you have to find your own preferred formation. If you play a formation that isn't working for you, then ultimately you're not going to play very well. You're more than likely to end up losing, and at the end of the day, it's just going to be easy probably for your opponents to walk through your team, just because of, well, yeah, you don't like the formation, you don't know how to play it, and then ultimately, obviously, well, then you know what's going to happen. Your team's just not going to play as well as you like. So once you've found your preferred formation, you also got to find a team that works for you. Like, obviously, some players are really good, some players are bad for you, but good for others. Some players are good for you, bad for others, and ultimately that does help. If you have players that are good, like they're good, they play well for you, then ultimately you should have them in your team. But finally, really, it's all about the custom tactics, because obviously you got to find your preferred custom tactics. So I play with like a pressure on heavy touch, like quite high up the field, because I know that my defence is not slow. And ultimately, yes, you get paced once in a while, but they're very good defenders, so we don't really let the ball get up, into the offensive third for my opponent. But obviously, off-field tactics are very, very important, because they just help you, work harder. They enable you to really sort of play how you want to play. Like, if you don't play how you want to play, and you're just not mucking about necessarily, but you're just not playing the way you should be, ultimately it's not very good. And I don't even know how this goal didn't even go in, lies. But back to it, yeah, just off-field tactics are very important, because they can enable you to play the way you want, and ultimately you'll have more fun during it, because you'll probably be winning more. But moving on to the second point, and I think this is a really big point, it's more about, it's sort of split in two. It's called play smart. So by playing smart, you're gonna take shots that are more likely to go in, defend better, keep possession of the ball, don't give away silly passes. So that's the first point, keep possession. Obviously, don't attempt passes that you see in real life, because 9 times out of 10 they won't work. That's why when I play FIFA now, I just play safe, play backwards, play the way you're facing. Essentially, you play the way you're facing, then ultimately you're not going to lose the ball. You should always have, really, in FIFA, at least 2 free options. If you do, then go for the easiest option, whether that's backwards, forwards, sideways, whatever. You've got to keep it going to the fact that where you can move up the field, and if you have an opportunity to use the ball, go win it back. It's pretty simple, but you've got to keep hold of the ball. Don't play silly passes. I've played so many silly passes in my Ultimate Team career, and ultimately it has cost me. That's why whenever I go for my goal kick now, I just knock it long, because ultimately, right, his mechanics for passing out of the back are atrocious. I've seen many people do it, where it's just shambles. But ultimately, now what I've realised is that knock it long, because if they win the first header, that's why I play 3-man midfield, so I can win it back. Simple. But ultimately, you just gotta keep hold of the ball, be smart, play smart. That's the key. Do that, right, and realistically, that should enable you to have a better win ratio, per se. So moving on to the second part of this little problem of how to win. Just got to learn to attack, really. Right, realistically, right, everyone knows this year, crosses do not work, headers do not work, and so for that reason, don't, right, corners, there's no point even taking corners, like, don't even take them, they're useless, they are so pointless, so I just whip them in the post and just see what happens, but I'd rather just not even have corners. Like, if I get a corner, I'm like, just give it back to goalkeeper, because it don't happen. So normally, my thing, I'd play a possession-based game, where you play, not necessarily centrally, you can have wide players, but don't cross the ball in high, because headers do not work, unless there's an open goal, then it's going in, really, it should do. But, ultimately, you have to... Smart attacks, so you just got to, when you attack, you want to keep hold of the ball. That's necessary, right? You have to just keep hold of the ball, no matter what you're doing. And I play with target man, so he holds the ball up, and I get players running off. But I'd say 9 times out of 10 I play backwards because it's just so much easier to do. And ultimately, you just need to keep hold of the ball, because the more you have the ball, the more you're in zone, and say you score and you still get to keep the ball, well then, you are gonna probably end up winning. But I'd say winning doesn't have one formula. Everyone has a different way of winning. Some people have their skill moves who are just insane, some people are very passing based, some people just buy coins and use Messi. Yeah, it's just the way it works at the moment. But ultimately, you have to find out what works for you, and if it doesn't, well then, find something else that does. That's the key. Find something that works for you, and ultimately, the win ratio will go up, and I can promise you that. So I'd go out, like, if I was a new person, don't know what Alisson's doing there, but if I could start out now, I'd go out and be like, right, what formations will I definitely not use? 3 at the back formations, definitely won't use. 5 at the back formations, definitely won't use, because they don't work for me. It's always going to be a 4-3-3, any one of them, or a 4-1-2-1-2 central, or 4-3-1-2 central. They're the only formations that I've noticed that have worked for me. But what you want to do, you just want to go into games, just try out different formations, on squad battles per se, because then, or even friendlies, because it doesn't matter if you lose, it's not going to affect anything. So just go on friendlies, try out different formations, tactics, players, just get a feel for, you know, who's good and who's not good, and then ultimately you can make your team, can't you? And really, that will just enhance your performance aspect on the pitch, because then you're just obviously trying to try different formations, and ultimately it's just enhancing your but enhance performance, really, innit? That's literally all you need to do. If you enhance your performance, well then you are more than likely to win games. Now for the last couple of minutes we are just going to analyse this gameplay. Ultimately, it's not the best gameplay for me. I gave the ball, like for his goal, it was just shambles. I gave the ball away twice when I was on the counter attack, and then Alisson just mugged me off. But I feel like I've played well. I've kept the ball, played centrally. That was shambolic though. But apart from the goal, I've dominated this game really. I mean, one chance I have, that's about it. But Trezeguet should have scored. Laporte's been my best player, like, by far. He's so good. Ultimately, I need a striker who scores goals. Trezeguet does not score goals. That's the problem. And I'm Fred, love that. Fernandinho, Trezeguet. See, I wanted it to go in here, but look at that. Oh, like, Trezeguet just doesn't score enough goals for me. But on how to win, like, these tips and tricks, you do have to sort of take it in and give it time. Otherwise, you can't just do it in one day. You've got to, you know, keep at it and just try your hardest, and it will come. You know, practice makes permanent. I know there's some people who aren't, you know, who practice a lot and they're still bad. That's because they're not practicing in the right ways. They need to stop playing seasons, because you're going to come against players better than you at that time, and ultimately you're just going to get battered every time you play, and you're just going to get really mad and don't play the game.
Fernandinho. This could be an interesting avenue. Looking for that final pass, looking for the goal that would put them ahead.
But ultimately, look at this play, and if that weren't Ramos, right, really, that's a goal. Like, that's so good. Like, that was quality from me, and I could defend. Like, that's the thing. My defending game on this is so much better than my attacking thing. Oh, I shouldn't. I don't really know what I should have done there, but this guy can defend. He's a good player, Division 4. Because obviously, if you do like these sort of videos, do watch them, do like it and subscribe, and obviously just take these tips in, and I can promise you results. And if they don't work, we'll try a new formation. It's pretty simple than that, isn't it? Pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple. I just think you've got to keep going. Obviously, it's not going to work overnight. This just took me a good, what we saying, a good 4 years to become a good FIFA player. Like, FIFA 16 was when I first started getting good, got into Division 1. FIFA 17 I won Division 1 for the first time. FIFA 18, FIFA 19 I was decent. And then ever since I bought Revolves in, I've always been in like Division 4. But ultimately, I know what formation works for me every year, because I use the tips I've just pointed out, and obviously custom tactics are a big thing now, which is fair enough.
Fred, can they win it right here? Can they slot it home?
I just don't know how I've not won this game. Like, that's a mad save in the last minute. It's a mad save, but ultimately, yeah, Verstegen's a good goalie. What can you do? That's game. You can tell that's game. But ultimately, guys, thank you for watching, and I appreciate it. Like, subscribe. I'll see you next time.